Greetings and welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. I am KozMcKev, your host. And today is May Day, folks. May 1st, 2020. Now, looking at the sky today, we would find the moon in the constellation of Cancer, just about to go into Leo. Okay, and so this part of Leo is known as Alesha. Now, Alesha is ruled by Mercury, and Alesha is it's ruled by the Nagas, and the Nagas are snakes. And so, a snake venom can heal us. Snake venom can hurt us. There's a sexiness to Alesha. Alesha people often have beautiful eyes, especially if their rising sign or moon is in Alesha. And because Alesha is a water sign, and it's at the tail end, about to go into a fire sign, about to go into Leo. So by afternoon, moon will be in the constellation of Leo. And then it'll be in the lunar mansion known as Maga, or the nakshatra of Maga. Maga is K2, and Maga is about dealing with stuff and having the ancestors and servants support you as you move forward in a new endeavor. Many help, but because there's an unstable nature between water and fire, we call this the knot or the Gandanta. So this is May Day, and I mean, if there's political social action today, it's happening in the Gandanta, the knot. So it's going to be pretty rough, and I think a lot of it is like the signs Scorpio. Leo through Scorpio, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, deal with materialism. They basically deal with all the stuff that happens in life as far as marriage, starting businesses. All of these things are related to these four signs. And so over the next 10 days, we can expect to be getting 10, 11 days, going to be getting a lot of stuff done, or be working on our stuff and bringing it forward. And we're also going back into Kalsarpa Yoga. No, we're out of Kalsarpa Yoga. We don't have to deal with it because the moon is going to be in summer and fall signs over these next several days. So that gives us a different handle on things. And until we see a Western Capricorn moon, we will be in a little bit more of a balanced place, because the moon is helping us get perspective while we've been kind of on this lockdown vibe. So, what do all these planets look like in the Western zodiac? Well, they look like this. This week, at the end of the week, the North Node is going to go out of Cancer into Gemini. That's going to be huge, folks. This is where washing your hands really hits the road. Mercury's in Taurus, Venus is in Gemini, Mars is still in Aquarius. Now, the sidereal Mars actually, by the 4th, goes into sidereal Aquarius too. So this more revolutionary perspective on things starts to come out after May 4th. So this week, expect a more revolutionary perspective. Jupiter is still in Capricorn, Saturn in Aquarius, and Uranus in Taurus. Uranus is also conjoined with the Sun right now. Neptune in Pisces, Pluto in Capricorn, and so it goes. I won't read the asteroids because, they do count, but it gets a little bit more complicated and beyond the mundane. So, greetings Taurus. Greetings Aries. Welcome to your horoscope. So Aries, we've got Sun, Mercury, Uranus together in the second house. So it's all about how you communicate. It's all about your relationship with your family. It's your relationship with your finances and money right now. So, for people that were really speculating and expected to have a job and everything to pay their bills that they got in debt for. This is a really, really difficult time. So we need to have mercy and compassion and ways of helping people. Venus is in your third house, so it's about friendship, and it's about loving your siblings and loving your neighbors and loving to work with your hands and do some kind of art or music or writing that helps your expression. And North Node's going to move into that third house and be there for like a year and a half. So if you're an Aries, think about that. What do you want to communicate? What do you want to be known for? How do you relate to your neighbors in a better way? This is important. This moon this week looks like we're in a place of celebrating life right now, because moon's in Leo in the Western zodiac. And Sunday and Monday will be better for home projects and getting back to work. Well, hello Taurus, and welcome to your horoscope. Let's see. Do we have a full moon this week? I was just curious about that. I was thinking, we might actually have ourselves a full moon. We do. It's on Thursday, and it happens at 7:39 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. This full moon on Thursday is in your 7th house, Taurus. So it's about relationships, and it's in Vishaka. And Vishaka is a nakshatra of branching out and trying to do different things and going through a triumphant gateway and combining our need for love with our need to take action to move us towards a spiritual place, and to realize that no matter how much we accumulate and how many places we can be, we're never really truly happy. There's always this need for something more. So that's my story about this moon. And it's also like kind of a cool moon. It's like a sexy moon, because Scorpio moon, Taurus sun, it's like, you've got the most sexy and transformational sign with the most sensual and kind of materialistic sign. So there's something to that whole Scorpio Taurus axis you'll see today. In sidereal zodiac, it's the Libra Aries axis, but all the same. It's all the same. Moving it on over to Gemini. Well, greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. There's a lot in your 12th house, so I'd say for the next couple of weeks, Gemini, lay low. Just even though you're beautiful and everybody loves you, wants to see you, it's really a good idea that you just lay low and don't give in too much. You're trying to find your voice, and your voice is really trying to find you. You have a lot of desire, it's hard to fulfill. Just let go of that and be grateful for what is working in your life. This weekend looks good for, short trips, being in touch with old friends from high school, siblings, any of that's going to work for you right now. You're going to try and stabilize yourself a little more this week. I think that's the message. What can I do to bring stability? And then by the end of the week, you might have a transformation in your health, either for the good or the bad, depending, where you're at with it. But you really aren't in control of things, and it's okay to just release, let go, and keep a spiritual discipline. Geminis will gain so much from spiritual discipline, almost more than any other sign during this period. All right, well, hello Cancer, and welcome to your horoscope. Well, the North Node has been in your first house, and the North Node's always moving backwards. So if you're like a Cancer born on the 22nd or 21st of June, you're kind of feeling this oh man, I want something, but I don't know how to necessarily get it. I might try and get it a different way than I thought I could. And Yeah, I mean, see how that works for you. I mean, there's a lot of demands by public and partnership and relationships on you socially, and so there hasn't been a lot going on in your personal life. Give yourself some love, give yourself that personal love that you need right now. I mean, Taurus is a great place for the moon, so overall, this is a good time for Cancers. You can make money, there's money to be made. I know, it seems weird with all going on, but it's there. You invest a little bit in your stimulus in the right thing, and you'd be surprised what could happen. I mean, you could socially design a crisis too. What if there's a socially designed crisis that only affected billionaires and only they had to change? Oh my gosh! Now we're really starting to think here, and we're starting to think in sinister terms. Well, I mean, they've got to be the most vulnerable class of people. It's got to be the billionaires because we always help them. They must be feeling really scared and afraid. And my God, if we don't help them, the whole thing's going down. All right. Mm-hmm. Bosses, we doing good, boss? Yeah, it's one of those things, right? Maybe if I help my billionaire friends enough, I'll get to be one someday. Greetings, Leo. Welcome to your horoscope. Do you really think you can help a billionaire? It's like helping a narcissist with a lot more money. I don't want to judge you all that way. Some of you are very loving, fulfilled people. Right? So Leo, you got the moon in your first house today. We're heading towards a full moon this week by Thursday in your fourth house. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that probably could put you on edge emotionally. A lot of people are emotionally on edge. I heard like the suicide hotline in Indiana went from like 1,000 calls a week to 25,000 calls a week, and domestic violence is up, and all kinds of crazy things. I mean, I don't really like this. Be afraid, be very afraid. I like Stephen King. He's a good writer, but even he doesn't like this. It's like it's like come back, Rod Serling. I just want you to come back, with your little cigarette and skinny tie, and just say, a genetically engineered virus controlling the whole planet, while billionaires benefit, and surveillance control freaks get to learn more about you. Yeah, that's true in the Twilight Zone. And here we are, Leo, in this place where you have to work on your health. You have to be diplomatic with problems coming up in your relationships. Rely on more spiritual type of partnerships. The work scene is building up. I mean, you're picking up, you're doing good, you're showing executive responsibility. There might even be some money coming your way. You might get a little late stimulus check. You're hungry for good things, and those good things are coming your way. And so you're taking that nice spiritual approach. It doesn't hurt. It's going to pay off in the long run. So hang in there. Greetings, Virgo. Welcome to your horoscope. I mean, Virgo does really good with Taurus. I mean, Taurus time is about learning the higher way to go. It's like climbing the big mountain, too, at the same time. It's like that great view you get on Mount Shasta. The whole 360-degree panorama of Northern California and the Pacific Northwest. You don't get that just anywhere. You can see the ocean, you can see into Nevada and Idaho and Oregon, and really far away on a good day. And so, but it requires that you are in great shape and you do a lot of breathing and walking and climbing and practicing safety. And so that's how you're going to get there. And I see you becoming more educated. I see your brilliance coming out right now, and that you have so many good things to share. that you're practicing for a spiritual relationship, that you're disciplining yourself to exercise more. Well, full moon will be like things happening in your neighborhood, things among your siblings, among close friends and relationships. And keep working on your health. Keep doing things to help improve yourself. And people see you as love, that you're coming across as really loving. Because I care about everybody. If you're really scared, socially isolated, and you just want to send me a little message on the YouTube thing, I'll say, hey, I care about you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. You do count. And if you think differently about this, you can't wait to get somebody to stick a needle in you and then you're free and everything's all over. I mean, okay, go ahead and do that. But I want you to consider this. Consider the fact that humans have survived a lot of things before a lot of weird drugs and vaccinations came out. And I mean, they have saved lives, but we might have weakened ourselves in the process with these artificial benefactors. So it's a lot to consider, and I can't really say one way or another because I'm not really sure. But I do like the questioning minds, like say, well, what if this is different? It's not healthy to live in a society of about assumptions because there's always urgency. Urgency is always going to be here, folks. And urgency is never an excuse for fascism. There, you heard it from my mouth. Yikes. Okay, so Libra, what do we got? What we have besides social distancing is a need for you to just let go for the next couple weeks. You're not going to be in that power. There's a lot of buildup this week. I mean, the moon is going to be in Libra. Let's see, what days we got for that? Looks like the moon's going to be on Libra on Tuesday and Wednesday, and Monday. Wow. Mainly Monday and Tuesday. So Monday and Tuesday, moon's in Libra. So those are your power days this week. That's where you get going. And Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I think the moon's going to be in Scorpio. So that whole full moon vibe will be really powerful then. And it might even help you economically. There might be some money for you in this full moon. And it might help alleviate a lot of debt. Because it's really easy to get in debt right now if you're Libra or you got a lot of planets in Libra. So it's important to look at that. But you have a certain amount of power right now going on. I mean, you want to, like Saturn and Mars together, they're kind of saying, make a move, but just take it slow, take it cautiously. Well, I mean, I think that's pretty sensible wisdom. Let's all just kind of slowly, because we don't know yet what this is all about. And we just know that there was a different kind of reaction from when there were other viruses going on. We didn't have social media. We didn't have cell phones, People weren't tracked. Now people are tracked. Track. It was more fun when we were tracking animals, when we were tracking each other. But anyhow, greetings Scorpio, welcome to your horoscope. What can I say? You are in a place where you're welcoming liberation in your life. You are in a place where you are desired as a relationship, but there's pretty weird proposals in the mix. But, you're kind of like, you're keeping it together pretty well this week. And since the full moon's in your sign, especially if you're born in early or mid-November, Scorpio, early to mid-November, you people are going to be activated the most by this new moon. I mean, the full moon, rather, by this full moon. And so, keep on loving your partner and allow them to be their sexy selves. And keep making friends, keep cultivating good friendships. And the South Node's going to, move over to your second house. So I actually think, in some ways, you're going to remember what your values are. You're going to remember a lot of core things about what to say and how to interpret what's happening right now. And you got a lot of creativity with Neptune in your fifth house in Pisces. So I think there's this forward upsurgence for Scorpio. And it's going to help you. All right. Greetings, Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope. Let's have a drink. So, I mean, the moon's not going to be in Sagittarius till Friday. Yeah. And by then, I'm going to, have another horoscope for you anyhow. So this is kind of like a week where we're kind of finishing off old business for Sagittarius. And it's also like, where is Taurus? Well, Taurus is the sixth house. Sixth house is a lot of work. Sixth house is service work. Sixth house is health issues that you're dealing with or suffering with. Sixth house is uncles and aunts. Sixth house is small pets. Sixth house is teamwork, like working a service job like a restaurant or something. And a lot of them are managing to stay alive by offering to-go services. But if you're somebody who's been dependent on tips and waiting, oh man, you're in a deep place of suffering. And so a lot of you have gone to different types of jobs or tried to find different ways you can fit in to make it in this time. And Friday seems like a good day. I mean, you can really work a lot on your career this weekend. I see that. Monday, Tuesday might be the better days to socialize and party for you. And personal mobility is really important right now, and how you're able to get around, what way to do it. I mean, somebody said if the surveillance gets too heavy, all you got to do is keep your phone at home. It's like, okay. Yeah. Isn't that amazing how everyone, because of cell phones, in the last 20 years, people are now everyone's expected in the last 12 years, everyone's expected to have one and respond at a moment's notice, jump. I mean, the answering machine in the late 70s was just like a big enough boom boom in our lives. Like, oh, this is crazy. There's a message. Before that was like letters, notes on doors. It was a beautiful time. If you weren't there alive for that, you probably look better than me. But Sagittarius, really, it's about really honing in on your values. That's the only thing I can say. And doing service work will help the karma during this period. That is the truth. Well, hello Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope. So we got Saturn in the second house now. So you're really hunkering down on what your values are. Taurus is a great sign for you. It rules your fifth house. So you're actually having some fun. You know how to have fun. Because for one thing, you're really good at playing by the rules. And the other thing is, like, you're entertained with everybody wearing masks and stuff. I should have put my mask on while I'm doing this. It would have been funny. Maybe next week I'll do that. Everyone looks like they're characters from the bar scene in Star Wars, the first Star Wars movie. And I just want to hear the music. It's like, that's the kind of scene, and you can't let your robot in that bar because we don't serve your kind, It's like, well, I mean, you're dealing with it, you're creating something new, and you have to work with your finances, and you want friends who meet on a spiritual level. I really don't like hearing how people went to church and everybody got sick. That really bothers me for some reason. Partly because it's a mainstream narrative, and it's sort of like, I kind of feel like it's like a little back attack on churches in some way. It's like, well, these people want to congregate. I mean, didn't the Bill of Rights say something about the right to assemble? I guess that's not working right now. You can assemble with masks and at 6 foot distance, and maybe gloves, and less than 10 people. It might have changed by the time this thing gets out, so I want to just use a disclaimer here. Anything said does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of myself. Marn or Margie or anybody out there who's related to this episode. Let's see, we've got Uranus and Mercury and the Sun in your fifth house, so there is this wonderful love generating for Capricorn right now. It's a good thing, and it's like, love is work. It really is. It's something that you have to. It's not just a feeling. It's something you work towards, and there's a lot of arranged marriages in India, and these people fall in love eventually, working with each other. I kind of like it. And some people are like, oh, I'm scared. Infatuation is not love, people. Full moon. It'll be a social distance blowout, we'll say. You'll have a party on Zoom or something. I don't know. Greetings, Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope. So, Aquarius, you've got this kind of visionary. It's like if there's ever a time it's good to be an Aquarius, it's like now. Because this is your perfect opportunity to be as weird and throw out the most wild conspiracy theory possible. Now, when billionaires are doing it and it's CNN and all that stuff, it's never a conspiracy. It's just planning. Planning and conspiracy are the same thing. Yet we've learned to adapt this word over the last 20 years to mean no further investigation needed. They said it was a conspiracy. That means it's not true. That's not exactly how it works, folks. And I'm really sorry that we've gotten so dumbed down in the age of the internet and the cell phone. But unfortunately we have some information, but we don't have adequate safety checks on what's real or not. We also have, corporate sponsors. And they're not going to get betrayed, folks, no matter what. I mean, that's pretty much it. And so you're bold and you're dynamic and you're steadfast, Aquarius, and you're seeing the spiritual benefits of this situation. A lot of you are focused on just how nature's doing so much better, and we all needed to chill out. And I like that. I personally, I don't have anything against that. That sounds good. The economy hurting and people hurting, that hurts really bad. People were hurting already. I mean, rents are too expensive in most places, and it just, people are having a hard time just surviving. And so it's a time to look and empathize with the needy ones in your own family. And your love life is getting better because your heart's open right now to your children, to your projects, your creative stuff. And I think you're going to have a good go at it this week. And the full moon might bring a new career opportunity to you. So that's something to be happy about. Okay, it's the wind-up and the pitch, folks. It's time for Pisces. You've got a good vision for the world right now. And a lot of things affect you personally because you're just a really sensitive person. This full moon coming up on Thursday is going to take you to a really high place, and it's going to be a blessing. It's going to be a good moon to meditate on. It's going to be a good moon to make love. It's going to be a good moon to make music, to do art, to enlighten us and make us closer together. Taurus time is a time to rekindle your relationship with your siblings, cousins, friends you knew in high school and college or earlier, and have a better relationship with all your neighbors. And bring us together in a place of peace. Thanks for tuning in. This is KozMcKev of the Cosmic Forecast. For the Planetary Persuader, please subscribe, ring the bell. I love your comments. I will get back to you. And let's do this again.